Another splendid sunny day here in spectacular Spa-Francorchamps. Welcome to the second race of the weekend, the third round of the 2023 Italian F4 Championship. The cars are on the circuit ready to race for the second time here this weekend. Yesterday, James Wharton took his first championship race victory in a race which was interrupted, marred by two red flags. If you missed the coverage yesterday, an unfortunate and spectacular crash involving Guido Lucchetti and Vittoria Blocchina. Guido's car, well, the Airflow Racing team, they've managed to repair it, but unfortunately Vittoria is out. We wish her all the best and hope to see her back for the next round of the series, which is at the Cathedral of Speed, Monza, on the 25th of June. Great to have your company here this morning. What a sight this is. The sun is shining here at Spa. It doesn't mean that will be the way for the rest of the day, although the weather forecast is telling us not to expect any rain, let alone sleet or snow, which sometimes, in fact, often does happen here at the home, the historic home of the Belgian Grand Prix. There are the cars on the grid. We'll take a look at the grid for you in just a moment. James Wharton moving up into fourth in the series, courtesy of his race victory yesterday. Starts from pole position alongside Kaspar. Arvid, the championship leader. What a performance from Rafael Narak, who will start out of grid for Brando Badoer and Akshay Bora for US Racing on the third row of the grid. Rafael Narak, watch the French driver for the French team here in the French-speaking part of Belgium. Ugo out of 7, Zach out of 8, John Marco Pradel, a tough run for one of 3 Australian drivers in the series yesterday in 21st position before a DNF. James Agozzi, Rashid Aldeheri, and the driver from Fatima in Portugal, Ivan Dominguez for Van Amersfoort Racing. Nicola Lacorte, the Imola race winner, is alongside the Queenslander Jack Beaton. Ricky Liu, who ended with a DNF yesterday against the wall. Biron Bakhti for PHM Racing, Ariel Elkin and Matias Ferreira, P10 yesterday for the highly rated Brazilian. The Alpine F1 Academy junior driver. VK is alongside Il Siciliano, that is Klus, Spina, Kim Wa-Reng, Ethan Isha, Matteo Quintarelli, and Bianca Bustamante, who takes over the seat from Aurelia Nobels, who unfortunately misses her home race this weekend. Davide Larini, Tina Hausmann, Frederick Lund, Ismail Ahmed, Tuukka Tappinen, Imola race winner back on grid 29. Guido Lucchetti is on the grid on position 30. Just a wishbone damaged in that frightening crash yesterday. We do wish Vittoria all the best on her recovery. End for end on the Kemmel Straight when they touched wheels, Guido Lucchetti and Vittoria Blocchina. Father Boris, a KZ2 racer in World Kart Racing, WSK karting a few seasons ago. Vittoria, she has been quick. We think back to when she did race in WSK World Karting with the Ward Racing Tony Kart team. Very impressive in the OK category as the green flag flies, but she is out this morning. So James Wharton, who moves up into fourth place in the championship, we'll have a look at that for you in a moment, courtesy of his first win in the Italian Series, multiple podiums. And of course, he took out the United Arab Emirates Formula 4 Championship to start 2023. That was with 4 wins over in the Middle East. Now moves up into fourth place in the series on 68 points. Arvid Lindblad, as we look at Valentin Plus going through in the Kaif Motorsport PHM car. Lindblad, 139 points, is the race or the championship leader from Ugo Ugochukwu. 93 points, Zach David, third in the series on 74 points. And James Wharton, finally, after taking multiple podiums in 2022 and also the start of this year, now fourth in the series on 68 points. Nicola Lacorte, 60 points. Brando, P6 in the series on 59. Kasper Stuka, who won the first race at Imola of 2023 on 57 points, tied with Tuka, who also won in the first round of the series. Ivan Dominguez and Alfio Spina, 57 and 42 points respectively. Great to have your company here this morning at the home of the Belgian Grand Prix. There is James Agozzi going through, the driver from Florida in the United States of America. The nation, which later on today will race the biggest, well, the greatest spectacle in racing, the Indy 500, to take place later on this evening. There is Valentin Plus, virtually a home race for the German driver and the German teams, PHM Racing and US Racing. They go through Bruxelles Corner and then race down the hill towards Pujon Campus, past the karting Spa circuit, Stavelot, This 7,004 metre circuit, half the race distance, or half the lap length of the original track, much of which does still exist, which was in use up until 1978. A great sight, a rare sight, in fact, if we're honest, to see the sun shining here at Spa. We're ready to race for the second time of 3 this weekend. This is round 3, the 10th anniversary season of the Italian F4 Championship, presented by WSK Promotion together with Acci Sport, the Automobile Club of Italy. James Wharton eager to get on with things. We'll start from pole position. Kasper Stulker will start from grid 2 and from pole position later on this afternoon for the final race of the weekend. This is the 3rd round of the series. We started at Imola, then we went to Misano. This is one of 2 race events outside the home nation. Next up, June 25, that is at Monza, July 23rd at Paul Ricard in the magnificent south of France. Mugello on the 1st of October, the penultimate round of the series. And then we wrap up the 10th anniversary season at Vallelunga, the Long Valley, the eternal city of Rome, on the 15th of October. The race distance, 30 minutes plus 1 lap. 2 red flag incidents yesterday. Multiple laps frustratingly behind the safety car. Let's hope we have a better race here this morning. We actually had a clean start yesterday until that crash between Victoria and Guido. It was Ricky Liu going through in car 66, the Chinese driver here in the Italian Championship, racing in Belgium. So 30 minutes plus 1 lap. Yes, 2 red flag incidents yesterday with Ricky Liu and David Larini bringing out the 2nd red flag towards the end of the race, which was already shortened down to 23 minutes. James Wharton taking victory for the first time in the Italian series. There is the Ferrari Junior in car 13. We'll start from pole position once again. Here is James from Melbourne. There is Kasper from Poland. Arvid, the Londoner. Rafael Nadal. What a performance, the French driver for the French team. Raced a single round. That was at Monza in 2022. For the RSGP team, Jean-Marco Pradel coming through. That's James Agozzi. Rashid Al-Dahedi, car 14. Ivan Dominguez has previously been on the podium. That's Jack Beaton in car 45. Ricky Liu. Dominguez also a pole position in 2022. Watch the Portuguese driver starting on grid 12. James to the left of your screen, Kasper to the right. There is Frederick Lund pulling into position in car 87. Ahead of Tuukka Tappinen, the 2021 World Kart Racing Champion. There he is in car 8 at the very back of the grid. Great to see Guido Lucchetti, the Airflow Racing team, have repaired the car. And the Tuscan pulls into grid 30. The green flag flies at the back of the grid. The 5 red lights. For the 2nd time this weekend at the home of the Belgian Grand Prix, we race. Great start from Kasper from the outside of the front row of the grid. Arvid Lindblad up the inside into La Source, around the outside. What a move! James will get him back on the exit. Kasper Stulker briefly going into P1. We've got 1 car into the gravel. It was one of the VAR cars as they raced down the hill into Eau Rouge for the first time. Lindblad up into 3rd place. That's Rafael Nadal. We'll try and pick up who that was, who went very wide. It was Brando. Oh, Brando Badoer loses a ton of time into the gravel at the exit of turn 1 as James and Kasper go wheel to wheel. Watch Arvid Lindblad go around the outside of the both of them. James has got the inside run. Lindblad locks up. As you were, boys, 1st, 2nd and 3rd. James, Kasper and Arvid Lindblad. Rafael Nadal, superb, in position 4. Head of the 2 US racing cars, Akshay Bora, Zachary David, Hugo Ugachukwu. Brando Badoer, look at that, position 18 for the Italian. Finished third on the podium in the red flag shortened race yesterday. But he's in real trouble here this morning as Ariel Elkin goes up the inside trying to make a place. He's the Israeli. Still fighting right there with Jack Beaton. He's done it. He takes the Australian as his countryman continues to lead. James Wharton, position 1. There are the US racing drivers going through. This battle rages on. Jack Beaton from Brisbane, the Queenslander, behind the Israeli. Ariel Elkin with the self-painted helmet. You have to see it. And he's quick here as well. There is the order at the bottom of your screen. James Wharton from pole position went wheel to wheel with Kasper Stuka, but the Ferrari Junior has got it from the pole for the moment. A clean start to the second race of the weekend. Kasper Stuka, second place. Rafael Narak trying to get by the championship leader, Arvid Lindblad. Area spinner going on through. Good start from the Sicilian. Making up a couple of places already. Lindblad has to defend. Rafael tries the outside line. Here is Dominguez going wheel to wheel with James Agozzi. They go wheel to wheel down through the bus stop chicane, and the American takes him. That move did not work for the Portuguese driver as James Wharton comes across the line for the first time in position 1. His battle rages on. Agozzi goes defensive. That is Ariel Elkin just sitting in behind in position 12. Jack Beaton, spinner, up into 14th. Was on the podium at Imola, the Sicilian driver, the sole entry for the BBM racing team. There he is just coming down through Eau Rouge now, the yellow and white machine just ahead of the first of that group of Prema Racing Team cars. Nicola Lacorte, Brando in position 16. Look at this battle raging on. Rafael Narak trying to go past the championship leader. Just behind Zachary David, Akshay Bora. Both for the US racing team going wheel to wheel. And Ugo, the American, sits in behind. That's Rashid Al-Baheri, the Emirati, in the top 10 in his third ever car race. Another impressive performance. Ariel Elkin on the inside. This battle rages on. Superb racing. The second race of 3 here this weekend at Spa-Francorchamps, the third round of the Italian Championship. That on your screen in car 15 is Brando Badoer. 16th place as spinner down the inside. Can he hold on? Not for the moment. A replay of what happened just a few moments ago. The AKM drivers going on through. Guido Lochetti coming together with Tina Hausman. Wow, the second big moment for the second Tuscan driver here this weekend. A complete 360, has managed to rejoin way down the field. Tina Hausman going on through. She's coming back after that big crash at Misano. No harm done. And we continue racing green. The second race here this weekend of 3. At Spa, there is Rafael Narak, superb performance. A single entry in the Italian Series at Monza in 2022. Also racing in the United Arab Emirates Series in the start of the year. And inevitably, we get the first safety car of the morning. We'll tell you who this is for in just a moment as we try and get word from race control. SC safety car flashing James Wharton with a lead of almost 1 second. That evaporates. Kasper Stuka in second place. That's the reason why. Okay, so there was damage. Tina Hausman together with Guido Lochetti. It looked as though she'd escaped it, but the front left of the AKM Motorsport car has collapsed. Guido Lochetti stuck at the top of Lecombe at the end of the Kemmel Straight. Second DNF, although this time with minor damage for the Italian. Guido Lochetti out for the second time this weekend. That's bad luck for Guido, but thankfully minimal damage to the car. Has not been able to restart it in a dangerous position at the end of the Kemmel Straight. So the safety car comes out. Race 2, round 3 of the Italian F4 Championship here on a beautiful day at Spa-Francorchamps. We'll check the order. It is Wharton from Stuttgart, Arvid, the championship leader in position 3. Rafael Narak, a superb performance for the French driver, for the French team in the French-speaking part of Belgium. This is Spa-Francorchamps. And Rafael in position 4. Akshay, Zachary, the 2 US racing drivers. were actually fighting amongst themselves. They're in 5 and 6. Ugo. Car 3 in position 7. Rashid Al-Dahedi again in the top 10. Much better run from Gianmarco Pradel. And Ivan Dominguez in position 10. He's made up a couple of positions off the start. This is where Guido and Tina came together just a few moments ago. The track has already been cleared and we hope to get underway relatively quickly. His safety car interruption here this morning. A beautiful morning here at Spa-Francorchamps. So Brando Badoer into the gravel at the exit of La Source on the opening lap of the race. You can see the order to the left of your screen. Car 15 in position 16 ahead of Valentin Plus. Bjorn Bachti for Hera, Quintarelli, Ethan Isha, Kim Wareng, Tappinen from the back of the grid up into 23rd from Bianca Bustamante. Loreni at DNF yesterday, 25 at the moment. And a Frederick Lund, Ismail Ahmed, the Uzbek, Ricky Liu, and the 2 retirements, Tina Hausmann and Guido Lucchetti. Waiting from word from race control. At the moment, the lights are still on the pace car, on the safety car, I should say. The pace car as it once was known, and still is over in the United States of America. So possibly another lap. Hopefully not. It's Gianmarco Pradel, car 12, the Sydney Sider, a great run. Oh, there we go, there's the good news at the bottom of your screen. In this lap, Gianmarco Pradel, a great run in the first 2 rounds of the series. The driver from the northern beaches of the city which hosted the 2000 Olympic Games. Tough run yesterday, back into 25th position, ultimately a DNF. But looking at another point-scoring finish here this morning, he's in position 9, just ahead of Ivan Dominguez. So the safety car to pull into pit lane at the end of this lap. James Wharton with a 1-second lead. That evaporates. A second chance for Kasper Stuka and the championship leader, Arvid Lindblad, to take the Ferrari Junior. There's the second Ferrari Junior, Tuukka Tappinen going through in car 8 from the back of the grid, 23rd position. Ismail Ahmed, car 11, the Uzbek, just ahead of Ricky Liu. James backs the field up. Walking pace as they go past the Spa karting circuit. Through Blanchimont and up to the bus stop chicane. James staring at the rear view mirror. And now he goes. Good restart from Arvid Lindblad as well. Kasper Stuka trying to stay with the Australia, but will have to defend. From the championship leader, the Red Bull Junior glued to the back of him. It is still yellow. He cannot pass at the moment. It is still 4-course yellow. Harvard just making the Red Bull car as big as possible. For Kasper Stuka in second place. The safety car pulls into pit lane and the green flag flies and James Wharton goes defensive. Kasper Stuka will get a nice run as they come out of La Source. Lindblad, the championship leader, in position 3. Move down the inside, further back in the pack. That was Gianmarco Pradel trying to make a place on the Emirati. Rashid Al-Dahedi, the Huawei-backed Yassit Marina car. And James Wharton, superb form once again, looking to go 2 in a row. Down through Eau Rouge, Radillon. There's James Agozzi in the background. Rafael Nadal ever so slightly sideways on the exit of Radillon. And has to defend now from Jack Beaton. Tries to break the toe, does James. Arvid Lindblad trying to go by Kasper Stuka. There is Rafael Nadal. Up the inside goes Border, and he takes him. Nicely done by the Singaporean-American driver with the Indian heritage. Border now up into position 4. There is Spinner going on through. Just ahead of Nicola Lacorte. The Tuscan driver ahead of the Sicilian Rafael Nadal into position 5. Elkan, Dominguez, Agozzi, Beaton. Just 3 positions outside the points at the moment is the Queenslander. Head of Alfio Spinner, Lacorte. That is Alfio, the multiple WSK champion. Second in the final race at Imola. The sole entrant for the BBM racing team, Gianmarco Pradel, on the back of Rashid Al-Dahedi, and just ahead is the American, the McLaren Junior, Ugo Ugochukwu. Now James Wharton starts to find some momentum and builds a bit of a gap. Ariel Elkan going through in car 29. Ivan Dominguez just behind. He was under immense pressure, was James Wharton, off the restart, but he's already starting to pull away. Agozzi from Jack Beaton, Alfio Spinner, Nicola Lacorte, Badoer, stuck down in position 16, head of Valentin Glus. That is Quintarelli going through, Kim Waring, and Biram Bhakti rounds out the 20. Rafael Nadak on the centre of your screen in position 5. Into the bus stop chicane goes James Wharton. Will check the gap this time. It is 0.5 of a second in the previous sector. And now they go 3 wide. Spinner on the inside. Agozzi locks up big time and is about to run out of road. Still goes wheel to wheel with Jack Beaton. Watch Spinner behind. Into La Source. Spinner will shoot to his left, to your right, and try and get the run as they go down the hill. Beaton's got him. The Queenslander takes the Floridian, and the Sicilian gets sideways as well. Spinner desperately trying to get clear of this battle and race well up inside the top 10, but at the moment, he's stuck into position 14. Great drive from Jack. Spinner on the inside. That was brave through Eau Rouge. The Sicilian leads the driver from Montebelluna. The Venetian driver, Brando Badoer, in the gravel on the opening lap, but now starting to recover places. Casper down the inside of James. Almost takes the lead away from the Australian. Rafael locks up. Superb racing in race 2, round 3. The Italian F4 Championship right here at the home of the Belgian F1 Grand Prix. There is the Emirati, Rashid Al-Dahedi, going on through. In the background, 2 into the gravel. It looks to be Brando and Alfio. Spinner rejoins. What a disaster for the VN Amersfoort Racing Team driver. There is Jack Beaton going on through. Brando Badoer, car 15, position 15. He was, but he's about to drop down the order just before half race distance. The 2 Italians coming together, the 2 friends, we should say. Zachary David going on through in car 20. Take a look at this. Brando backwards into the gravel. Spinner going with him, but Spinner managing to rejoin Brando Badoer. Stuck into the gravel. The 2 Italians, the 2 good friends. What a disaster. Brando cements his reputation as the unluckiest driver in Junior World Single-Seater Racing. We stay green for the moment. Just a local yellow. We'll see Brando has been able to extract himself from the gravel. He's showing in position 27 at the bottom left of your screen as James Wharton heads to field as the safety car makes its 2nd appearance of the morning. No, Brando's stuck and the Italian is out. 2nd entry into the gravel for the 2nd generation racer. Safety car again. Frustratingly for James Wharton. Half race distance of the 2nd race here this morning. And James Wharton simply cannot find some rhythm, some momentum. As the safety car comes out onto the circuit for the 2nd time in the 2nd race of 3 here at Spa-Francorchamps. The order is James Wharton, Casper Stuka, who audaciously tried to take the move away from the Ferrari Junior just a few moments ago. Still in 2nd place, Arvid Lindblad, P3 for the championship leader. Akshay Bora, Rafael Nadak, Zachary David, Ugo. Car 3, position 7, Rashid in position 8. John Marco Bredel, P9, and Ariel Elkin, the Jensen Motorsport driver, now into the points inside the top 10. David Larini just adjusting the mirror on the AKM car. A DNF yesterday for the 2nd generation racer, son of Nicola Larini. 2nd in the 1994 ill-fated San Marino Grand Prix for the Ferrari team was his father here at the circuit to support his boy. David Larini looks to have a problem with the right rear view mirror. Under the safety car here at Spa-Francorchamps, it should be a short safety car period. In fact, we're getting word that the safety car will come in at the end of this lap, but regardless, it's still a good 4 or 5 minutes behind the safety car. There is Spinner in the background, has managed to rejoin, but down in position 23, will not pick up points here this morning. The Sicilian for the BBM Racing team. Ethan Isher going through for Jensen Motorsport. Just ahead of his South Korean teammate Kim Hwa-reng. Tuukka Tappinen keeping his nose clean from the back of the grid, the 2021 World Kart Racing champion for the Tony Kart Racing team. Now inside the top 20 ahead of Bjorn Bachti. Bustamante Bianca racing in the F1 Academy Series in Barcelona just a week ago. It was 2 weeks ago. Joining us for this round, taking over from Aurelia Nobels, the American-born Brazilian-Belgian who unfortunately has had to miss this, her home round off the series. So Bianca from the Philippines taking over the 51 Prema Power Team car. Safety car to pull in at the end of this lap, the second of 3 races here. The third round of the Italian F4 Championship presented by WSK Promotion. Together with the Automobile Club of Italy, there is the Chinese driver Ricky Liu, head of Ismail Ahmed, car 11 for the Van Amersfoort Racing Team. James Wharton will have to do it all again as the safety car pulls into pit lane at the end of this lap. It is Wharton from Stuttgart, Lindblad, the championship leader, in position 3. There is Rafael Nadak. Sorry, Quintarelli going through, teammate to Rafael Nadak, who's still in position 5. And a podium is not out of the question for the French driver. James Wharton looking to take his second victory of the weekend. He backs the field up, does the Ferrari Junior, as they go down past the famous Spa karting circuit, down through Blanchimont, up to the bus stop chicane, barely at walking pace. And now he goes. The Australian accelerates. The Paul tries to go with him, but Arvid Lindblad is glued to the back of the US racing car 37. Bora, Nadak, they're already racing down through the chicane, but they cannot pass. It is still full course yellow for the moment. The safety car pulls into pit lane. Now the green flag flies, and we race green once again. Wharton across the line for the 5th lap here. There is Agozzi in the background. Slight lock up from the Australian. Agozzi has to defend from Nicola Lacorte. Valentin Plus fighting with the Emirati-based Italian Matteo Quintarelli, Isha, Kim, and Tuukka Tappinen down through Eau Rouge. Radion. Side by side in the background goes Agozzi. That was brave stuff from the American. And now Wharton gives the slipstream to Kasper Stuka, who pulls out 239 k's up the straight into the wall. In the background, we've lost as Stuka goes around the outside. We'll get back to that in just a moment. The safety car will come back out onto the circuit. It's a big one too. It is one of the VAR cars. It is an almighty crash at one of the most infamous and dangerous corners in world motorsport. The red flag is out. The race has been stopped. It is one of the Van Amersfoort racing cars which was into the wall, and the red flag is out again. This is what happened. Oh, that's a big one. Multiple cars involved in that. Bjorn Bachti, there's Spinner going on through. In the background, it looked to be Quintarelli. Ethan Isha, Bjorn Bachti, and Ivan Dominguez. The red flag is out. We are waiting for word from race control. You know what happened in the Formula 2 race at that very corner a couple of seasons ago. The medical car is coming out onto the circuit at the moment. That's good news. That is Ivan Dominguez. He's okay. Oh boy, we take a breath here at Spa-Francorchamps. One of the most infamous, dangerous corners in world motorsport has claimed 4 cars in race 2 of the Italian F4 Championship. We just saw Ivan Dominguez. His car has been written off, but he is okay. That's James Zagozzi in the foreground, Quintarelli, and also Ethan Isher. And you can see there is Ethan in the background. He's okay, as is Quintarelli. And James Zagozzi. Well, the driver from Florida in the United States of America started 2023 with victory in the WSK Supermaster Series for the Tony Kart Racing team, but has an almighty crash here in race 2. There is the medical car at the background, but fortunately it will not be required. That is good news. The second big crash of the weekend has taken out 4 drivers in spectacular fashion. Kasper Stulker has actually gone through and taken the lead at the end of Kemmel Straight while that accident in the background was going on, but it will count for nothing because the race has been red flagged. Ismail Ahmed going through. He was very lucky to avoid the carnage there. His teammate was claimed in the form of Ivan Dominguez, a pole position in the 2022 championship, but a spectacular DNF here this morning. The good news is the 4 drivers involved in that, James Zagozzi, Ivan Dominguez, Matteo Quintarelli, and Ethan Isher are all okay. Nicola Lacorte, you can hear the front wing dragging on the circuit. It has been dislodged, it's still in place, but it's far from in the right position. So Kasper Stulker with the provisional race lead, but he made that move legitimately just as the red flag was being displayed for an almighty crash in the background, which has claimed Ivan Dominguez, James Zagozzi, Matteo Quintarelli, and Ethan Isher. 4 drivers from 4 different countries, 4 different teams, and they all have a big job to get those cars repaired for race 3 this afternoon. But the good news is all 4 drivers are okay. What a mess. What a mess at the exit of Raidillon coming onto Kemmel Straight. And the race has been red flagged. We've actually gone back. You can see the graphic to the top of your screen. 10 minutes 24 remaining in this race. We're waiting for word from race control, and this will take some time to clear. So the second recovery vehicle going out onto the circuit now. And it's still got a good half a lap to go to get to the accident scene, which is this. At the top of the Kemmel Straight, James Zagozzi's wrecked 48 PHM racing car. To be loaded onto the back of one of the recovery vehicles. A big job for 4 teams. Quintarelli for RACE-GP, his teammate Rafael Nadak was in position 5 when the red flag was shown. Quintarelli is out. Ethan Isher for Jensen Motorsport. There's a couple of the Jensen team members down in pit lane. They've got a big job for Ethan. The Swiss team for the Swiss driver to get his car back on track for race 3 at 20 minutes past 5 local time today. James Zagozzi for the PHM Racing team, and also Ivan Dominguez for Van Amersfoort Racing. There is Andreas Genzer, in fact. What a headache for the Swiss veteran team owner. He's got one car absolutely destroyed here. Interested spectator, we say Hur Mordu. Right to the centre left of your screen, that is the World Kart Racing champion for the CRG team. With the blonde hair, that was Victor Gustafsson. Interested spectator here. Victor doesn't know he was on TV, but I'm sure his phone is about to ring hot, together with his father, Mikhail. Interested spectators here in the sunshine at Spa-Francorchamps. And the car's down into pit lane. Valentin Claus, car 10 for the PHM Racing team. His American teammate has had car 48 written off in an almighty crash. Valentin's car, it looks okay. He was in position 12 in car 10, just behind Jack Beaton, who was up into 11th place, just a point or a position outside the points. Still waiting for word from race control, but at the moment the race has been red flagged after 19 minutes and 36 seconds. The second recovery vehicle coming on to the start-finish straight, just off screen to the right, still to come around and clear up what has been a tremendously huge accident. Fortunately, the drivers are okay. Race control here at Spa-Francorchamps still trying to organise the aftermath of a big accident under the control of our race director, Mr. Alessandro Ferrari. We are getting word that we will race again. It may be a slightly reduced distance. We have already raced 2/3 of the race. Race 2, round 3 of the Italian Championship, the 10th anniversary season. Can see Carol Bash just to the centre right of your screen. Driver coach for Ricky Lu, the Chinese driver. Carol suiting up. He's racing in the GT Open International Championship here. The 2-hour endurance race to take place here at Spa, together with us in the Italian F4 Championship. This is what happened just a few moments ago. Brando Badoer upside down almost was Quintarelli. James Agozzi's car actually looks to be reasonably okay, relatively speaking. Biron Bhakti's car also involved in that. Spinner makes his way through the wreckage, as does Ismail Ahmed and Frederick Lund. Watch in the background, almost up over the guardrail was Quintarelli. Fortunately, the car stayed on the circuit, stayed on the ground at least, off into the grass. Kasper Stuka around the outside made a fantastic move to go through to take the lead, but it will count for nothing. So the order as the red flag was shown, although we believe we'll go back a lap, was Kasper Stuka. With that move, a super pass by Kasper will go unrewarded. James Wharton, Arvid Lindblad, Akshay Bora, Rafael Narak, Zachary David, Ugo Ukachukwu, Rashid Al-Dahedi, John Marco Pradell was P9, Ariel Elkin in P10, then Jack Beaton, P11, and Valentin Gluz on the centre of your screen in car 10 was in 12th place. The word from race control still is, at the moment, all cars to pit lane. We are awaiting race direction.
Confirmation que la course ne repartira pas pour cette épreuve numéro 2 du week-end en F4 italienne après cette
We started the weekend with 31 drivers and we're down to 21 at the moment. Guido Lucchetti, Valentina Hausmann coming together. Matthias Ferreira was also an early retirement. Bad luck for the driver from Brasilia in Brazil. It really has been a tough start to the South American, for the South American, to the season. Okay, there is the news. That's the ball game, folks. The race is over. The timing is showing that Kasper Stuka is in position 1, but we believe it will go back a lap. So James Wharton may have taken his second race win, again under red flag conditions. The confirmation, the race will not restart. So a frustrating situation here at Spa-Francorchamps. Kasper Stuka crosses the line in position 1, but we will go back a lap. And provisional, there is a big asterisk next to this statement, but we believe that James Wharton, under red flag, has taken his second race victory of the weekend. The fortunate news is that big accident involving Ivan Dominguez, James Agozzi, Matteo Quintarelli and Ethan Isher, the drivers, are all okay. Bidon Bhakdi also involved in that, but they are all fine. The race has been red flagged. It will not restart. And that's all she wrote. We will be back for the final race of the weekend at 20 minutes past 5 here. Thanks for watching. We hope to finish on a high later this afternoon from Spa-Francorchamps. We'll see you for race 3 this evening.
Uno, due, tre.